let's listen to what this little speech by Klaus Schwab, who says he's penetrated the Canadian cabinet.
You have this anti-system movement. What we are seeing is a revolution against the system. So fixing the present system is not enough. Now, there is, of course, an anti-system, which is called Libertarianism, which means to tear down everything which creates some kind of influence of government into private lives.
Interesting how he uses the word influence, isn't it? He loves the system that they're building, that Trudeau is building, that he penetrated the cabinet 50%. He literally said that. I mean, I've shown the video in my videos. Rather, subscribe to the channel, and you can see all my many other videos. From an emotional perspective, how does such an anti-charismatic Stalag commander looking and talking caricature get such a following? Clearly, there's something coordinated happening between Western governments. Clearly, certainly in the Anglosphere, but also you go through, throughout Europe as well. Clearly, there's some sort of coordination here that they're not telling us about. James Lindsay said, I've heard that to be in person with him is like being able to see the future and to picture yourself in it. But I honestly don't know. It definitely doesn't translate to camera, and I've never met him. So I think he's being serious there. Klaus has some in person. He's got this vision that you can imagine yourself in. I guess if you're evil is probably the qualification. Who asked him? Who elected him? Who does he think he is to decide for us without our permission? Yeah, we joke about it. We talk about penetrating the Trudeau's cabinet by more than 50% with, WEF young leaders from the Young Leaders program. But why is that happening? Like, how does this happen? All of a sudden, this weird supervillain guy just has this massive influence over Canada? Clearly. How does that happen? Nobody elected him. Again, it feels like, it's just certain at this point, isn't it? That there are things that are happening just out of our sight. And nobody's asking us. Certainly nobody's asking. Certainly nobody's voting for it. Let's see. Perfect 1-minute summary of the World Economic Forum's Great Reset agenda. Let's take a look at this.
Is helping them accomplish their goal, which really is a global public-private fascist movement and fusion of big government, big tech, big money to create a technocratic ruling elite, which conveniently is them. And really, Laura, if you want to look at a different way too with the World Economic Forum, they want to create feudalism 2.0 in which we are serfs and they are the lords ruling over us. You'll have nothing and be happy is one of the things that comes out of Davos. That's what they're aiming for. They're aiming for feudalism in which we are serfs and we should be happy that they are ruling over us.
Obviously, the World Economic Forum is exerting some sort of ideological pressure or influence, right? Is there something overarching above that? I don't know. But I just feel like at this point it's clear. By the way, that woman in the picture there, she's like the censorship queen of the WEF, right? I think she is high up in the EU, and she is just crazy about censorship. She can't wait. Yeah, the way they talk, it's just as if they see the population of Earth as ants. Cities are just different anthills with different names. What's the chat saying about this? Let's see. How retarded chicks are saying, eat bugs? I'm not going to eat the bugs. I'm not going to eat them. Let's see. Antipop says, Schwab must be charming. The new Prince of Charming. It's just hard to imagine him being charming, isn't it? That's the thing. He seems to be the opposite of charming to me. Just immediate distrust as soon as he starts talking. Even just looking at him. Where is he? Let's get him back again. Look at that. You can't even hear him talk. You just look and you go, I don't like that guy. I don't trust that guy. And then you hear him talk.
The present system is not enough. Now, there is, of course, an anti-system.
Hell no. Hell no, I don't trust that guy. Now, there is, of course, the anti-system. Yeah, is that like where people get to make decisions for themselves and live like actual enjoyable lives? Is that the anti-system that he's talking about? I think it is.